All right, Alex, thank you. We want to continue to follow that breaking news of Bronny James, the 18-year-old son of LeBron James and USC incoming freshman, hospitalized after suffering a cardiac arrest. His family said it happened yesterday while James was practicing and that he is no longer in the intensive care unit. In a statement, LeBron and his wife Savannah also thanked the USC medical and athletic staff for their work. USC did not comment.
To help us with this story, we're joined now by Tarek Fatal with the LA Daily News, who's been covering Bronny for years with some insight. Thanks for joining us on such short notice this morning. What have you been hearing about this?
You know, it was something really scary that came across myself in the evening yesterday, and I'm learning about it. I'm trying to be sensitive about it. Really, when you think about these high school and college athletes, despite them, being 18 and older, right, being adults, you want to be sensitive. Something like this is really, could be catastrophic. And, it was kind of eerily similar, too, because USC, this is their second offseason in a row where they've had a USC basketball player suffer from cardiac arrest. 7-footer Vincent Iachikwu had this same exact thing pretty much happen to him last summer. So much kind of goes through your mind when you're getting this information. You want to be careful about how you go about reporting and finding out more information. But all that to say, it's really great news to find out that he's doing okay. We're going to find out how it could impact his basketball long term.
Well, Damar Hamlin, who we saw had his cardiac arrest happened on the football field, has been tweeting this morning offering his support. We've seen that he's been able to get back out to practice in his sport, so not necessarily career ending, but they are going to have to figure out what transpired here, if there's an underlying health issue or something else going on. I find it interesting, LeBron kept Bronny from playing football and hockey because those sports were so dangerous. He is, his father is a superstar. You would think if something was going on health-wise that it would have been detected.
Sure. And in high school, when I covered Bronny, he would have these spells where they'd have to watch his minutes. He would get tired quickly, which is kind of interesting now to think about. And I know that he had a knee surgery during his high school career.
Right. Yep.
So my point is there were some tests run on him, obviously, and they never found anything, right?
Yeah.
So it goes to show you, too, we've had this happen in the World Cup, these athletes that are in supreme shape, just kind of, you might want to call them freak accidents, freak things that happen with the heart or the blood or the head, and they collapse. And, Damar Hamlin's an example that was, initiated by contact. I don't know exactly the details of why Bronny collapsed, but it sounds like it was something not contact associated, right? Just kind of just fell and, oh no, here we go. And thank God for the USC medical staff that were able to kind of get him back on track, and they were able to get him to Cedars-Sinai Hospital in the ICU, which he's now out of, which is always a good sign.
Yeah, it was so lucky that this happened at USC with all the medical expertise there and all of the staff there. Huge expectations, obviously, on Bronny, but also I imagine now will be on USC to protect athletes after the second incident.
Right. And that's kind of, a low-hanging fruit question, right? It's so easy to think about, okay, well, hang on, is there a common denominator here? And of course, I'm not a doctor. I don't know how that could correlate. I find it super coincidental. I've covered college and athletic athletes, college athletes, for a decade. They're worked so hard, conditioning, weightlifting, it's their full-time job, not to mention that they love doing it. So they're there, they want to get hard, they want to get better, they go hard at their craft. And, these seem to be anomalies. And it just so happened, it happened at USC 2 summers in a row. So, yeah, it raises eyebrows and it raises questions. But it would be hard to believe that there's a common denominator, like some type of mispractice or going on something there. These athletes train all the time.